What is up, everybody? Mr. Purtis here. Welcome to unit number 4, which is called Imperialism. This period of imperialism is really going on at the same time. I'll tell you what it is in a second, but this period of imperialism is really going on at the same time as the Industrial Revolution. Part of it kind of ties in a little bit with the Age of Revolutions, which is the political revolutions in France and Latin America and Haiti and the United States. So I just want to point out this map. This is going to be the map by the end of imperialism. So I just want to kind of show you, and then we'll get into how this all happens. But each country is symbolized here by different colors. So for example, France is blue, and all of these areas that are in blue around the world are areas that France is going to conquer during this imperialism period. Or if you look right here, this is Great Britain, aka the United Kingdom, and they are going to conquer all these areas that you see in kind of this light reddish / pink color. And we're going to see European countries, which is what imperialism is, where we have these European countries primarily, although Japan is an exception, and the United States are going to go out and conquer other regions of the world in the 1800s. They're going to force their culture on these regions. They're going to virtually enslave, to a certain degree, some of these populations of people. They're going to discriminate against these people. They're going to take their resources, and they're going to use it to make their own empire wealthy. So we have the Europeans going out. They're going to conquer areas, and they are going to bring ideas back. And there's a couple causes of this, and that's really the focus for this ed puzzle today, is what were the causes that led to this imperialism, where these Europeans, again, imperialism, when these Europeans go out and conquer these areas, and what leads to it. An example would be if we, as a social studies class in room 108 at Westhampton Beach, went out and conquered the science wing, and we forced our beliefs on the science wing. And we took all of their resources from the science wing. We took their chemicals. We took their laptops. We took everything. And we go into that classroom, that science classroom, and we impose our social studies beliefs on them. They can't teach science anymore. They must teach social studies, and it must be global history. That's what imperialism is like, but in a real sense, where we're going to go force our Western ideas and Western beliefs on these people. So 4 real causes. I use the acronym up here, NERDS, just to kind of help people remember what, and each of these letters is going to stand for a different cause of imperialism. So the acronym for imperialism is NERDS. The first one is N, which is nationalism. Each of these European countries believe that they are the best. Remember, nationalism is pride in your country or desire for your own country. So we have pride in our country. So if we believe that we are the best, and we look next door to Mr. McDermott in 110, and he conquers a country, and we think we're better than him, we need to go out and conquer 2 countries. But then McDermott sees that we've conquered 2 countries, so he says, oh, we need to conquer another one, so he conquers 3. And then we see that he conquered 3 and we conquer 5. So we're going to have this competition of who can do better, who can be stronger. And we only prove that we're stronger by conquering more places. So we need to take over more countries than our competition do. So it's going to lead to, again, this map right here, which is like, why would the French take over all this land in sub-Saharan Africa? Because it shows how powerful they are. And they want to try and prove that they're the best. So the N for NERDS is nationalism. The E is economic reasons. Remember, these Western European countries have gone through the Industrial Revolution. They have a lot of products to sell, but the people in their country can only buy so much. We're talking small countries in Western Europe. But the idea is, if we conquer another country, we can force our products to be bought by those people. And if we conquer an area that has good natural resources, cotton, for example, we can bring that cotton back to our country and make cotton products in our factory. So this economic reason is, the whole concept is, how can we make more money for our country? So 1, we can sell more products to the countries we conquer, and 2, we can bring those products back into our country. Pretty simple. The third, the R, is religion. Many of these European countries believe that they are helping out the native populations in Africa and Asia and parts of the Americas by converting them to Christianity. They firmly believe that they are doing God's work by conquering these people and forcing some of these areas to convert to Christianity. And by making them believers, we are converting the non-believers, and we're essentially saving their souls. And this is a firm belief in the 1800s that all of these people in, for example, Central Africa, who don't know Christianity, are going to go to hell because they don't know it. So we, as good God-fearing Christians, must go out and force our beliefs on them for the betterment of them, to save their soul. Kind of interesting. And the last one is, the D and the S for NERDS don't really, this is called social Darwinism, or Darwinism, social kind. If you don't know who Charles Darwin was, he believed in the theory of evolution. He studied on the Galapagos Islands right off of Ecuador, and he observed birds, finches especially, and how they have evolved over time. And his theory of evolution was that we as human beings have evolved to become human beings, that we eventually evolved from chimpanzees and evolved into who we are today. People during this time period of imperialism take his idea of evolution and make it something racist. And they believe that white people, Europeans, are superior and more evolved than all of the other races. So they create this idea of racism that non-white people, non-Europeans, are beneath them and are not as civilized and cannot be as educated and are more animalistic than Europeans are. And the Europeans say, look how technologically advanced we are. Look, we have toilets. Look at these people in South Asia who are still using blah, blah, blah. Look how great we are as a civilization. We must be advanced. We're the people of the Greeks and the Romans and democracy. We are more advanced than them. And they create these racist charts where it's like the chimpanzee is here, and then the African man is here, and then the European is here. And that they claim that the chimpanzee evolved into the African person, and the African person eventually evolved into the ideal Greek person, and that this person right here is closer to the chimpanzee than the Greek is. It is totally racist. It's bogus science. It's not obviously true, but they try and point to things to prove this. And this is their justification, because in Darwin's theory of evolution, it says the survival of the fittest. The strong must conquer the weak. The lion eats the gazelle. The cat eats the mouse. The white European is supposed to go out and conquer these non-white people because it is their God-given duty. It is their social Darwinism to go out and conquer these people, to teach them to become civilized. This is pure racism at its finest. This is going to be the same idea used by Hitler in the 1930s, that his German race is superior to all others and it's their right to go out and conquer. It is still used in 2016 around the world today, including in the United States and other parts of the world, where people believe that white Europeans are superior. It is racism, it is racism, it is racism, and it really comes up and kind of comes to a huge fruition at this time. So those are the four causes: nationalism, economic reasons, religion, and social Darwinism. They are the causes of imperialism. Imperialism is conquering other places. That's all I got for today. As always, questions, write them down. Any other comments, please let me know, and have a